What's up, Rocky Top? I hope all of you had a fun and relaxing fall break. Welcome back to another episode of What to Watch Wednesday. My name is Aubrey Caster, and in honor of October, we're going to be discussing some of our favorite scary shows and movies all month long. This week, I'll be talking about one of my favorite shows, American Horror Story. Written and created by Ryan Murphy, American Horror Story is an interesting type of series that follows a different theme or story every season. Murphy also makes the creative decision to reuse the same actors every season, giving them a new character to play each season. This is actually really good, because if you ever wanted to start watching the show, you could literally start on any season you wanted because none of them are related to each other. Because of this, I do have my personal favorite seasons, and today I'm going to share my top 3 with you. Coming in at number 3, I have to give this spot to Season 9, 1984. Given the title, you can tell that this season, of course, takes place in the year 1984. Murphy's inspiration for this season was previous horror slasher films such as Friday the 13th and Halloween. Starring Emma Roberts, Cody Fern, Billy Lord, and John Carroll Lynch, all returning actors of previous seasons, 1984 follows 5 friends who decide to be counselors at Camp Redwood, a camp that was previously the host of the brutal murders of former camp participants. The main antagonist of this season was the murderous Mr. Jingles, who was returned to the camp to take the lives of more innocent victims. Of course, this causes trouble and major scares for our 5 new counselors. The standout character and actor of the season is Lord's portrayal of Montana. Though the absence of Evan Peters and Sarah Paulson, our usual actors in the series, are noticeable, I still thoroughly enjoyed this season of American Horror Story. Coming in at number 2, I have to say the title goes to Season 3's Coven. Coven is an excellent season all the way through, and the ending was beyond satisfying. Taking place in New Orleans in the year 2013, Season 3 of American Horror Story follows the story of a coven of witches that descended from Salem. It features flashbacks to 1692 during the Salem witch trials, and viewers get outstanding performances from returning ensemble members Jessica Lange, Evan Peters, Lily Rabe, and Sarah Paulson. Lange plays Supreme Witch Fiona Good, the primary antagonist of the season. She uses her witch powers for evil in order to protect her ranking of being the supreme of the coven. This season has an exceptional, easy-to-follow plot all the way through and features some rather terrifying moments, including a shocking scene of Fiona drowning one of her own members of her coven in a bathtub as a sacrifice to the evil voodoo king. If you want to work your way up to some of the best seasons of American Horror Story, I would say to save this one as one of the last ones you watch. This season alone was nominated for 17 Emmy Awards, if any of you needed more evidence as to why Coven is one of the best. Finally, my all-time favorite season of American Horror Story is, surprisingly, Season 1's Murder House. Murder House was a phenomenal start to this iconic series. It centers around the Harmon family. Ben, played by Dylan McDermott, Vivian, played by Connie Britton, who we unfortunately do not see her actress return again for another season, and their daughter Violet, played by Taisha Farmiga. The Harmons make a big move from Boston to Los Angeles after Vivian has a miscarriage and Ben has an affair. The Harmons move into a restored mansion, unaware that the ghosts of its former residents and their victims currently haunt the house. Murder House features many flashbacks that show the viewer the previous house owners and the people that were murdered in the house. The main antagonist of the season is the Rubberman, who wreaks havoc on the Harmon family throughout the season. I think this season has one of my favorite plot twists out of all the seasons that I've watched, and I was on the edge of my seat the entire viewing experience. Murder House is a 10 out of 10 season and is a must-watch. American Horror Story is now streaming on Netflix, Hulu, and Disney+, including its current season 10. Well, that's all I have for you guys for this episode of What to Watch Wednesday. Be sure to check out American Horror Story and tell us your favorite season in the comments. We'll see you next week.